Today we're going to build a light team centered around Nephteim in World Flipper. Do note that this is only a sample team and is in no way the best Nephteim team the game has to offer. We'll do our best to explain each unit and their skills as well as their synergies with each other. This Nephteim team focuses on the fever mechanic. This team aims to keep fever mode active as long as possible. This team is very easy to put together since it is composed mostly of low rarity characters other than Nephteim. Nephteim is a 5-star light unit. She'll be the leader of our team. Her leader talent increases light units attack by 40% and fever mode duration by 30%. Her skill summons a shower of meteorites that deal light damage to enemies hit. It also fills the fever gauge by 60. Her first ability increases fever mode duration by 20%. Her second ability increases her damage when the boss is broken or down by 25%. Her third ability only activates when she is the main unit. It increases light units attack by 60% during fever. It also fills the fever gauge by 25 when she recovers her own HP. Nephteim not only increases the attack power of light units, she also increases the fever mode duration, which is the aim of this team. We'll put 𝐃𝐄𝐒𝐒 as her sub-unit. 𝐃𝐄𝐒𝐒 is a 3-star wind unit. Her skill deals wind damage to enemies. It has a 25% chance to grant an attack buff to the party for 50% for 15 seconds. It also grants an all-element resistance buff of 10% for 15 seconds and fills the fever gauge by 25. Not bad for a 3-star unit. Her first ability increases fever mode duration by 10%. Her second ability makes it easier to down enemies by 350%. Her third ability only activates when she is the main unit. It fills the fever gauge by 154 at 77 combos. It activates one time only. 𝐶𝐈𝐍𝐻𝐒 is a 5-star light unit. She's not in the global unit pool yet, but her banner isn't that far away. Her skill heals the party by 10%. It heals for 50% HP on light units. It also fills the fever gauge by 42. Her first ability increases light units attack by 15%. Her second ability fills the fever gauge by 30 when she recovers HP. Her third ability only activates when she is the main unit. It fills the fever gauge by 50 when a light unit's skill activates. 𝐶𝐈𝐍𝐻𝐒 provides survivability and a stable source of fever gauge fill. We'll place 𝐹𝐴 as her sub-unit. 𝐹𝐴 is a 3-star thunder unit. Her skill heals the party by 10%. It heals for 50% of HP on thunder units. It also grants the party a regeneration buff of 90 for 10 seconds. Her first ability increases the HP of thunder units by 6%. Her second ability increases the healing received by thunder units by 8%. Her third ability only activates when she is the main unit. It increases a thunder unit's attack by 5% when that thunder unit recovers HP, maximum 50%. 𝐹𝐴 is mainly here for her regeneration buff. 𝐶𝐈𝐍𝐻𝐒 can greatly benefit from it when using her second ability. 𝐶𝐄𝐒𝐒 will be our third main unit. She is a 3-star light unit. Her skill grants the party a regeneration buff of 90 for 10 seconds. It also removes 2 debuffs. Her first ability grants herself immunity to lethargy debuff and increases HP by 7%. Her second ability increases attack by 2.5% every time a light unit recovers HP. The maximum is 25%. Her last ability only activates when she is the main unit. It increases attack by 30% when her HP is 60% or above. 𝐶𝐈𝐍𝐻𝐒's skill also helps 𝐶𝐈𝐍𝐻𝐒 proc her second ability. We'll place 𝐾𝐄𝐒 as her sub-unit. 𝐾𝐄𝐒 is a 3-star water unit. Her skill grants the party an attack buff of 60% for 15 seconds, a regeneration buff of 72 for 10 seconds, and heals for 6% of HP. The healing is more effective on water units as it heals for 50%. Her skill also debuffs the party's all-elemental resistance by 50% for 15 seconds. Her first ability increases a party member's attack power by 20% when they have 80% or more HP. Her second ability increases a party member's attack power by 2% every time they recover HP. The maximum amount is 20%. Her third ability only activates when she is the main unit. It increases water units' fire resistance by 20%. Korrina's skill cancels Kaeye's debuff, making them a great pair. Here is our Nephteim Fever team. Nephteim is the leader of the party with Neska as her sub-unit, with 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 and Korrina at the front lines. Fora and Kaeye will fill out the roster. Next, we will discuss alternate units in case you don't have these. We can place Dia or 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 as our leader. Dia is a 4-star light unit. Her leader talent increases light units' attack by 20% and 100% during Fever. Her skill grants the party an attack buff of 75% for 20 seconds and fills the Fever gauge by 45. Her first ability increases the Fever gauge's duration by 15%. Her second ability increases the party's attack by 35% during Fever mode. Her third ability only activates when she is the main unit. It grants light units a regeneration buff of 180 for 5 seconds when entering Fever mode. Dia's leader buff is powerful, but it only activates during Fever mode, so she needs some support. We'll place Referral as her sub-unit. Referral is a 3-star light unit. His skill deals light damage in the shape of a cross. It deals more damage to undead-type enemies, plus it removes one debuff. His first ability increases his attack by 40% while his HP is at or above 80%. His second ability grants him a regeneration buff of 70 for 10 seconds during Fever mode. His third ability only activates when he is the main unit. It fills the Fever gauge by 30 when he recovers HP. We'll place 𝐃𝐄𝐒 as our second main unit. 𝐃𝐄𝐒 is a 3-star light unit. Her skill does light damage to enemies in front and fills the Fever gauge by 30. Her first ability increases her attack by 20%. Her second ability further increases her attack by 30% while her HP is at 60% and above. Her third ability only activates when she is the main unit. It increases her damage to enemies by 30% during Break Her Down. We'll place Murakumo as her sub-unit. Murakumo is a 5-star wind unit and drops from the Orokai boss battle. His skill grants Sushiro a 250% attack power buff for 15 seconds. It also increases the damage dealt to bosses during break by 50% for 15 seconds. His first ability buffs attack by 60% for 30 seconds at the start of battle. His second ability makes it easier to break down the enemy by 600%. This is the main reason to use him in the party. His last ability only activates when he is the main unit. It grants the party the levitation buff when Fever mode is activated. 𝐿𝐼𝐶 can be a sub-unit. 𝐿𝐼𝐶 is a 4-star wind unit. Her skill restores HP to the entire party and is also effective against spirit enemies. It deals wind damage. Her abilities increase the HP recovered by the party and heal 1% HP every 30 combos up to 15 times. She can also increase her attack power by 100% for 15 combos when is the main unit. Here are the alternate units for our light Fever team. 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 is the leader this time. You can replace her with Dia. 𝐃𝐄𝐒 will join them on the front line while Referral, Murakumo, and 𝐿𝐼𝐶 occupy the back line. Next, we'll talk about the recommended weapons for this team composition. Recommended weapons. Heimdall's Sword. 5-star light weapon. Can be gotten the Labyrinth Collapsed Zone Light. Increases the attack power of light units by 2.5% when self-recovers HP, maximum 25%. Recovers own HP by 10% when own HP is at or below 70% for only time only. Scripture. 5-star light weapon. Can be gotten from Boss Coin Exchange Admin, Gold Coin. Increases like units attack by 50% during Fever. Destroyer. 4-star light weapon. Can be gotten from Boss Coin Exchange Admin, Silver Coin. Increases like units attack by 35% during Fever. That's it for our Nephtime Light Fever team. If you found this guide useful, consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to like and share as well. It helps us out and motivates us to make more videos for World Flipper. Watch out for more team building guides in the coming days. Have fun and we'll see you again next time.